So, welcome to my recording. This is my opinion about Steel Division 2. And I must say, I'm wildly disappointed at this game. I imagined it something to be something better than it was. I imagined it to be this great strategical game, but it really isn't. Because this game is just annoying. Um, I just played like 3 or 4 hours in this game, and I already found the first bug in this game. I found the first things that I don't like, that that I would have rather not in this game. And today I'm gonna talk about the Steel Division 2 experience. The problem is with this game, it's a nice game. If you look at the graphics nice. But sometimes this game is a bit annoying to say the least. There are problems in the 10v10 tactical, and yeah, mm, I'm not really happy about that because, yeah, you see, my first bug was so I'll start off with my first experience. Um, my first experience is the division builder is really complicated. It's this really like complex games. You have some units you can't call in phase A, in phase B, so this is a bit of a restriction, but otherwise most units, even heavy units, you can already call in phase A. That's kind of critical to me, in my opinion. In Steel Division Normandy 44, the game developer had a bit of influence how to balance this game through the divisions. So you could call in heavy tanks just in phase B. Now you already can call in one heavy tank in phase A, which might pose a real problem for your opponent. And you might cause, and that's unbalanced. I mean, that's not nice. Another problem what I got with the division builder. Uh, the division builder is very confusing. Uh, Therefore, you can call in, for example, um, you can call in, for example, in some. You can call in, for example, some units in phase A, and yeah, I didn't manage to keep the overview about which units I need, which units I don't need, which units are what. I mean, in my opinion, they've overdone it there with the division builder. They really overdid it, in my opinion. I don't think it was a good choice what they did. The division builder is kind of it's very confusing. You don't keep the overview which units you already put in your deck, which units you might need in your deck, and yeah, you don't really know that. You spawn in, for example, the units names are all in Slavic. Not that that would be a bad thing, but it's hard to remember which word was which unit and which unit slash word had which armament. for what were they good and thereby for what they were good. And sometimes I didn't just remember which units I put in the deck. I mean, their deck builder is all confusing. It's gray. Their deck builder is basically gray on gray. Sometimes it's annoying me a bit that you have like 8 units, and at least three of them are leader units. Don't get me wrong, leader units are useful and good, but I don't need 3 leader units with a different armament. I mean, that adds to the confusion. Why is it that way? In my opinion, that's because Eugen overdid it there. They thought they would do something nice, but you don't need 3 leader units. You don't need a leader unit with a smoke. You don't need it with a grenade. You don't need it basically at the front. And that's kind of annoying. You shouldn't get a leader unit, in my opinion, to the front, and they should stay in the back. They are not supposed to pack any punch against enemy infantry. Maybe AT would be useful on a leader unit, but nothing else. Smoke, okay, if you need to retreat your leader units, but it takes such a time to put the smoke down properly, because you have to place the smoke in 60-meter range of the leader unit, so you can't just say put me smoke there and point like 200 meters away. So therefore you need micromanagement. But there's another problem with this micromanagement stuff. You might have micromanaged your leader unit, but then you have to keep the overview over the card, over the whole map, where you get flanked, where you get attacked. And another thing is the high availability of off-map. This has kind of annoyed me. The enemy had like and off-map is, in my opinion, overpowered, especially in wooded areas where you're probably gonna encounter enemy infantry. So the Germans with their rail guns on the tracks are just gonna tear you apart with their off-map. And I've already encountered the first off-map spammer. The second thing is artillery. The high availability of artillery just makes it so annoying, because I had opponents who had like 7 or 8 artillery units in their deck, and they were all spamming artillery in the wooded area against infantry, so that's annoying. Another thing I wanted to add is the problem is the map design, in my opinion. Also, you have lots of spots for your tanks to hide, and you can, for example, get your Shermans get close to a tiger and kill it with it. And if the enemy is just rushing 3 or 5 of his Shermans in to kill your tiger, you're gonna be frustrated, because they're gonna kill it very fast at close range, because there are points where this is unfairly designed, where you don't have a good line of sight on the map, they're for example near capture points, and you can't just stay in the open, but you need to be at this point where you don't see anything coming, where the enemy can easily flank around, where the enemy is just gonna flank. Another thing is, I recently found out, is my first bug. I played 4 hours in this game just to find my first bug. The problem was a plane flew right overhead of my infantry units. This plane was shot by anti-aircraft fire, and the problem with the AA fire was it was exploding right over my units and it was stunning my units. It didn't do any damage, but it stunned it, and therefore, in this one match, it hindered me from reaching my, from eliminating the enemy Begleitgrenadier, which would then proceed to kill the only AT gun we had in this position. So that's annoying, that's unlucky, and this is shit. Another thing is, as I already mentioned, off-map is shitty. You don't see where the off-map is. You're just gonna see the off-map coming in. Plain off-map, okay, you can see it, you can shoot it down. But off-map is just gonna park in the rear and shoot your stuff. And this is annoying. But the most annoying thing I just encountered in this game are is the spammability of stuff in this game. With that, I mean you can spam a lot of stuff in this game. In 10v10 tacticals, you get your income in normal matches so quickly that you're eventually gonna end up with 1,000, 2,000 points unspent because you're busy micromanaging your units, and at the same time you will get more and more and more and more and more points. And that's the stuff. Multiplayer 10v10 is just a spam fest in most situations, because I was in a wooded area and there we fought over some victory points, some capture points, and the enemy just proceeded to, well, go on and kill my stuff. It was just annoying. He just camped there with his fucking artillery. We managed to capture the point 2 times, but then he just spammed in his shitty artillery and stunned all of the units, and that's annoying. I mean, I at least want the command like dig in, and then they get kind of resistant to artillery shells. And this is annoying. This is just annoying. You shouldn't do anything like this. I find it okay, the high AG value, but really, just believe me, it hindered me from getting to this victory point. Planes are okay. Many planes are just shit in this game. Example, on the Russian side with their IL-2 and IL-4, they get down pretty quickly to enemy aircraft fire. Another thing is, artillery is just annoying in this game. You will stun everything with it, everything infantry with it, but you will not be able to kill it entirely. Or you just get like 8 pieces of artillery, then you might kill something. And this was my experience so far in this game. 10v10s are spammy as usual, they're annoying as usual, and I'm not quite sure if that's a good game or not. I mean, I've even encountered people spamming artillery in 4v4 matches, so yeah, you should really think about getting this game. It was, as I proposed, it is no, as I said in my why I wouldn't recommend buying Steel Division 2. It is just annoying. This game is freaking me out so often, though. yeah, that's your experience. You're gonna sit in one location, and in another moment, there's gonna come an archery. So yeah, just think about if you really want to get this game. I definitely wouldn't recommend it.